I'm from the state of Louisiana, grew up in a small family, proud son to a magnificent mother who raised my sister and me, gave us everything that we needed and a lot of what we wanted, sent us off to the university on her own dime, and gave us perhaps the best start that anyone could hope for. My career has been an interesting one in that I've worked across different business sectors: retail, insurance, supermarket, and nonprofit. All of that experience has shaped and molded me into the person and the leader that I am today. I build relationships. I help develop stronger, more impactful leaders. Since the year 2009, I've helped develop and train over 1,000 business, political, community, and nonprofit leaders. Together, we look over the horizon to determine opportunities and challenges before they become apparent, and then work to maximize the full benefit of some of those opportunities, and find smart solutions to some of the challenges to ensure the future economic, social, and cultural well-being for some of the communities where they live and work. For as long as I can remember, I've had an affinity for business, and I've been intrigued with some leaders. And I've written about it privately, but never with the idea of writing a book, but for my own enjoyment and satisfaction. That writing continued throughout the years. I began thinking more deeply and writing more frequently about leadership, and it led to the book, Leadership: The View from Here. The book is about leadership development, developing leaders to be stronger, more impactful leaders. I talk about the book in different ways. At times I call it a little book with big meanings. Other times I refer to it as a leadership tool, an executive brief, all wrapped into one. But above all, the book distills leadership to its most fundamental and essential elements, and it captures key leadership attributes and principles in short, one-page chapters in simple, plain English, so it's easy to understand and digest. Because leadership development should be easy to understand and digest. The book aims to develop stronger, more impactful leaders. People talk about leadership differently, but at its core, leadership is about people. It's about motivating and inspiring people to achieve a particular outcome that hopefully is mutually beneficial to the enterprise and the people who create the outcomes. You can't talk about leadership and not talk about people. The two go hand in hand. After all, if you're not leading people, then who or what are you leading? In a fast-paced, ever-changing world, there's one thing that's increasingly needed: leadership. Smart, effective leadership. My book, Leadership: The View from Here, is concise, practical, thoughtful advice that promotes effective leadership. When writing the book, 4 leadership concepts emerged: leadership, the principal thing; lead concept; smart leadership; and smart leadership principles, all of which, when practiced, promotes effective leadership and a healthy leadership culture. Leadership is critical. It's one of the most pervasive ideas on the planet. So goes leadership, so goes the enterprise of family, community, business, and government, which are the pillars of society. If you want a healthy family, you look to the leadership. You want a strong community, you look to leadership. A prosperous business, leadership. Effective government, leadership. Leadership is critical. So goes leadership, so goes the future. Leadership is a journey, and it happens at all ages and levels. Regardless of where you find yourself on that journey, there's some very basic leadership attributes you should have. Attributes like honesty, integrity, respect for people, vision, the ability to get results. But one attribute that's not talked about a whole lot is you got to like people. If you don't like people or relate well to people, then the likelihood of you being a successful leader is greatly diminished. We're all leaders at different levels of development. Some of us more advanced, more seasoned than others, but all leaders nonetheless. Regardless of where you find yourself in the world or what your capacity may be, you have influence with someone, and that makes you a leader. And you have a responsibility to lead, to shape the future. If you do nothing, then the future is not what it could be because it lacks your contribution. So start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Everyone is a leader and has an important role to play in shaping a healthy, prosperous future. Find an important cause that you're passionate about and devote yourself to making that cause better. No one person can do the whole job, but collectively and collaboratively, we can make a difference. A city, a state, a country is never finished. It has to be built and rebuilt, created and recreated by every generation, by loving, caring people. That means we've got work to do. We have to lead.